What's going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman here. Happy draft day. Today is the NFL draft, the 2021 NFL draft. And as would be expected, we've got some bombshells that have been dropping leading up to the start of the draft. I mean, we're obviously expecting teams to try to make moves. I mean, the Niners, obviously they have a situation at the quarterback position. A lot of people are wondering about that. But we do have some pretty big stuff coming out from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. So this is going to be kind of a double header in terms of topics that we're going to talk about here. Now, the first topic that we're going to get in here today is actually coming from Adam Schefter. And this one I think is really the biggest one. This is the big story of the day. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to return to Green Bay Packers, sources say. This is huge. I mean, look, say what you will about how things ended for them last year. Aaron Rodgers had one of the best seasons of his career in the NFL, and he is the reigning MVP of the NFL as well. So for him to not want to be in Green Bay, that is something that should worry every Packer fan at this very moment, because this is a vulnerable time right now for Green Bay. We're right before the draft. Yes, they did draft a quarterback last year, but there are teams that are in dire need of a quarterback. And the 49ers, if they have enough to offer, they could be making a phone call as we speak to try and get the digs on Aaron Rodgers. But let's look at this article. Adam Schefter says reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. The Packers are aware of his feelings, concerned about them, and have had team president Mark Murphy, general manager Brian Gutekunst, and head coach Matt LaFleur each fly out on separate trips to meet with Rodgers at various points this offseason. Whoa, so that means that he's actually, this has been going on for a while. And I'd be curious to know what exactly is the grievance, because I mean, it seemed like Aaron Rodgers was in total control of this team last year. It seemed like he was in total, he was the field general that everybody looked to when it came to, whether it be play calling, whether it be play making. It seemed like he was a guy who really was in the driver's seat. And, like everyone said, he looked like he was on a mission last year. So I would really be interested to know what the grievance is, or why he really feels this way. But it says here, as we've stated since the season ended, we are committed to Aaron in 2021 and beyond. Gutekunst told ESPN, Aaron has been a vital part of our success, and we look forward to competing for another championship with him leading our team. Rodgers has not budged this offseason, but neither have the Packers, who have made it known they are not interested in trading Rodgers anywhere. The San Francisco 49ers called the Packers on Wednesday night. The Niners is trying to get his ass. They're like, hey, what you want? What you want? I mean, Aaron Rodgers has years left. He has plenty of years left. I mean, he just won the MVP. He's still in his peak. He is still in peak Aaron Rodgers form. So this is a very big opportunity for a team like San Fran. So it doesn't surprise me that they gave them a call to try and find out what's going on. It says, and the Los Angeles Rams inquired about Rodgers in January before they traded for Matthew Stafford. So there have been teams who I guess have kind of known that there might be some friction there with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, and they have all kind of taken their jabs, trying to see, hey, you free? They're trying to see if he's single, if he's gonna be single. They're trying to link up, trying to do something. It says the Packers quickly dismissed the Rams' overtures, the source said. Packers have offered to extend Rodgers' contract. Sources told ESPN Rodgers is unhappy for a variety of reasons, with some of it dating back to last year's draft when the Packers didn't inform him before trading up to draft a quarterback with their first-round pick. Some took this as a sign that his days in Green Bay could be numbered. I can understand that. As a player. We understand that our jobs are, finite, obviously. We understand that there is, planning ahead to a certain extent with teams and how they draft and select players to fill the needs that they think may be needed in the coming years. And Aaron Rodgers, before the 2020 season, there were some questions about did he still have it? There were some questions of whether or not he still was able to lead that team in the way that he had for so many years. And the crazy thing about that is that he led that team better than he's ever led them that season. He had a chip on his shoulder. He played with a chip on his shoulder. And that is apparently the best mode for Aaron Rodgers to be in when he's playing football, is to play like an underdog. But I definitely do understand as a player, as a quarterback, it means something when you draft a quarterback, especially when you draft one in the first round. It means something to the quarterback you have. That can feel like a message. I know for me personally, in Jacksonville, I was in Jacksonville 7 years, and in 7 years in Jacksonville, they never drafted a guard. They didn't draft a guard. There was never like an new offensive lineman that came in at my position. So, that gave me a level of comfort that I was doing my job well, and they didn't have any real reservations about what the future looked like, for me as a starter in Jacksonville. Obviously when you get new regimes, new GMs, new head coaches, things can tend to change, which did for me after 7 years. But nonetheless, as a player, that can be something that you can almost take as a somewhat disrespectful move to make at that position, especially when you don't even talk to the quarterback to let them know that, hey, we're drafting a guy, just so that we're still committed to you, but we have to draft somebody. We have to draft a quarterback, not only because of our roster depth, but, you can't play forever. So, no offense. We obviously are 100% behind you, but we're drafting somebody. They didn't do that. They didn't show him that courtesy. And players do take that offense. We do get offended by that because we're giving you our body. We're giving you our time. We're giving you all of our energy. We would like to at the very least, get the heads up when you're drafting our replacement, But let's continue on here. He also is at a different point in his personal life, having recently gotten engaged to actress Shailene Woodley. Rodgers also has hosted Jeopardy and said it would be a dream to become the full-time host. He could play football and host Jeopardy together. Rodgers has made cryptic comments about his future in Green Bay, but he has told others that he does not want to return. On draft night, the Packers' biggest issue isn't who they land, but whether they can keep the former NFL MVP. Rodgers' contract contained a $6.8 million roster bonus due in March. It could have been converted into a signing bonus that would have freed up more than $4.5 million in salary cap space for the season, but instead it vested as scheduled. A source told ESPN. It's listed as an automatic conversion in Rodgers' contract, but even that has to be signed off on by both parties. It's not known if the Packers tried to convert and Rodgers refused to sign off on it, or if they did not attempt a conversion at all. That's one we got to keep an eye on. We got to keep an eye on that one. That's going to be huge. I don't think it's going to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised if a blockbuster trade was made in the draft, sending Aaron Rodgers to San Francisco. I could see that happening. It's a wild scenario, but it's not an impossible scenario. It's not impossible. Now, moving on to our next bit of news. And when this one dropped, I definitely had a chuckle because me and this guy, even though I don't know him personally, we are connected historically through events that happened when I was in Jacksonville. But Tim Tebow works out with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a tight end. Wow. Former NFL quarterback Tim Tebow recently worked out with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a tight end. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Tebow had reached out to the team and requested a tryout. So he actually reached out to them. They didn't reach out to him. Now, you got to understand here, there's a connection between Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer. That can't be ignored. Urban Meyer, first-year NFL coach, coming from the college ranks, familiar faces and familiar places. I could see this being a signing that's made but doesn't necessarily materialize into anything of substance because, the Jaguars could easily pick up a tight end in the draft who automatically would be better than Tim Tebow. But bringing Tim Tebow on for more of a leadership role, more of a kind of helping set a tone for the Jaguars, helping set some kind of tempo for them in that regard, I could see this as something that they would maybe do and have him on the roster through training camp, and in a more unlikely scenario, I think maybe they bring him on to the 53-man roster, but I doubt that. He hasn't played in the NFL since 2012, so, it's been a while. It says here, switching to tight end, according to some, might have extended his NFL career. Well, he should have done that when he was in the NFL. Sources said that the team has not made a decision regarding Tebow. Tebow, 33, hasn't played in the league since 2012 with the Jets. He appeared in 12 games that season, making 2 starts at QB. The former Heisman Trophy winner played 3 seasons in the NFL, 2 with Denver. He only played 3 seasons? Really? I did not know that. I thought he played a lot more. He should have just been a tight end coming out of college. He should have stopped playing quarterback. I mean, look, folks, we know all this stuff. We know all this stuff here. So let me show you a little something. Let's be real about this guy at quarterback. He should have never played quarterback in the NFL. When you do that, look at this. You serious? Oh my God. I mean, when you throw a ball, I'm left-handed too, so it's almost an embarrassing thing to see because I'm a lefty. And, lefties are good quarterbacks now. Steve Young, baby. But, come on. What is that? Let's be honest. He was never a quarterback. He should have never been a quarterback. And because he decided he wanted to be a quarterback in the NFL, he put himself in a position where he was going to be judged as a quarterback. And as you can see, his career didn't last very long because of that. I think if he is going to be a player in the NFL, at that time when he came out of college, he should have switched positions. Now, it's going to be much harder to get back in. There's no denying that. It's going to be much harder. I think it's unlikely, but I think best case scenario, he can get on with the team through OTAs, get on with the team through training camp. But I don't see them putting him on the 53-man roster when they can draft a tight end who's 10 years younger and faster and been playing that position for years. So Tim Tebow, obviously that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. But the real truth of the matter is, don't expect too much to come out of that. But Aaron Rodgers, that is the story that's huge for the NFL today, being that it's draft weekend. So we'll see how that plays out. That should be huge. I'm interested, and I'm going to be watching very closely to see what happens in that regard. But let me know what you guys think. Aaron Rodgers, do you think there's a chance that the Packers might trade him tonight during the NFL draft? Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche, Nwaneri. Appreciate you guys so much for checking this video out. And I will catch you all on my live stream, the Draft Watch-Along Party, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll see you on the next video. Peace.